Good morning on this Monday. I believe in December. I've lost track of time because I have been in 1899-ish in Red Dead Redemption. Once again, starting out in Raven the Devil's camp here in just north of Saint Denis. Yeah, I'm stumbling because it's live, and as you see, sky money flying overhead. Yeah, I'll give you some hunting tips in a minute if that's what you're interested in, but I wanted to address a few things, including an honest review of what I think the game is about. Now, I'm going to sit here and hang out in my camp. Why? Because just before I was getting ready to make this video, about a half an hour ago, including the one that's on my channel from last night, that my friend and I were enduring and was suggested by him that I should record, because, well, the player base is kind of toxic at times. Now, not all. Let me just say, I'm not pointing fingers at the majority of the player base. But, it's like the old saying that I grew up with in the 70s, it takes one bad apple to ruin the bunch. And so sometimes, you might find yourself encountering one of these lovely individuals who, just for whatever reason, want to ruin your day. This most current one, I was in Saint Denis at the butcher, just getting off my horse, and guy rides up with a shotgun, blasts me in the face. I lose everything I went hunting for. Well, not everything, just the pelts. And takes whatever falls off my horse, runs away cackling, and has a good old time. This happens way too much. If you can't get to the butcher before they're shooting at you, you're not neutral, and something has to be done to remedy this. And I do think Rockstar's working on it, because last night I made this video about these kids griefing my friend and I. And, when this was true griefing. We were out hunting, minding our own business, and these two guys showed up in our hunting area and proceeded to execute both of us while we were skinning animals. Now, okay, understandable, once or twice is fine. Well, we returned fire, and obviously we were outgunned. We realized that. We're like, okay, you know what, let's move away and get out of here and go do something else. That's not what ended up happening. We tried to defend ourselves, and continuously these guys followed us out into the swamps, or wherever we tried to get away to, or just walking with no weapons drawn, and just came up and executed us again and again and again and again. For whatever reason, I was higher level. My friend was just barely starting out. Now, as a person who plays games, if I were on the other side, in the corporate side of things, and half my player base was starting the game and getting knocked out before I even got into it, yeah, I got my money. So what? Who cares about those folks, right? Now, I think Rockstar actually cares a little bit, because they've got the comment section on their main page. They've got it here, when you report something that, we're trying to fix these things. I don't think they want another Grand Theft Auto 5. I really don't think they do, where, the player base is toxic. Most people that I've talked to that play this game now are former GTA players who got tired of, you can't do anything. They give you all this great content, they give you nightclubs, they give you the doomsday, and then they put it out in the world, and everybody just descends on you to ruin your day to make sure you don't have money and they do. Those people have come here. Now, that leads me to the argument number 2 I'm seeing the gaming community get all up in arms about, to the point where I've seen a guy put way too much energy into estimating the economy of a fictional world in 1899 to 2018 in our world. And this is directly related to this device right here called your catalogue. And if you look, some of these weapons, perhaps, let's just go with the revolvers. Your one you start with, the Cattleman's, a little 50. Then you go over here to the double action. Gets a little more expensive. Then your Schofield. Now you look, you see I've got $114, and I've spent thousands already. I got one free because of my pre-order. These are the two guns that everyone's getting upset about. The semi-automatic and the Mauser. Now, a lot of people discount either one of these because they don't do as much damage as some of the others. I've spoken to people who are military and other people, just real-life guys that play this game, to see what their opinions were. Devil's advocate, if you will. I like to get both sides of the argument and figure out in the middle somewhere what I think. I think these are actually some of the better games, because guns in game, because simply, where one guy might get off a really heavy damaging shot, you can shoot 3 or 4 times with either one of these guns to his one, and while smaller damage, you're hitting that smaller damage more times. That's going to do more damage in the long run. But in 1899, these guns would have been high-tech. These things would have been your HD TV 4K systems that cost $2,500 or more. Now, if you look at any old Western, and I grew up in the 70s, and I've watched everything from Clint Eastwood to John Wayne and Bonanza, and you name it, there's always the housewife on the porch with the little 22 rifle going, "Get off my property or I'll shoot you." And you go over here, the carbine repeater, $90. Common, you see everywhere. Repeater, great value. Everyone starts with this gun, just like the cattleman's revolver. These are the common guns. Now, if you go and think back to the Middle Ages where your horse and a suit of armor were worth more than most people's homes and their livelihoods, you would also kind of move forward a little bit in the mindset of, and I'm going here in content, not so much in reality, but you would think the better the gun, the more endeavors you put into it. And of course, always, when I'm trying to do something, the damn cell phone goes off. But, back to what I was saying. Here's the varmint rifle, the 22. This is what I was talking about. The Litchfield repeater, one I was showing you the other day that I've worked all week to get, I'm happy to have. But, you know, that's what I was having a discussion with my friend last night when we started getting shot. These guns, the better they get, they're not just necessarily a hindrance to the other players. These things were literally the best of the best. Now, if you want an AK-47 and you don't want an AR-15, they're not going to cost the same, no matter whether or not they're legal or illegal in your country. The point is, if you want a better weapon, you're going to pay more money, and you're going to pay a lot. Now, unlike real life, where in a world like this you're making $1 to $5 a week and the cost would be lower, this is a video game. Your earnings are directly related to the amount of time you put into it and play. I guarantee you, no one's complaining about the bow here. It's $124. That's real world today prices for a good longbow. But in 1899, you could whittle one of these if you took the time. Oh, and of course, I'm getting negative here and it's raining on me. Ha! Wonderful. Sky money. Anyways, the point is, the prices in these games everyone's complaining about are way too expensive. I've played and I'm already well over level 30. And I've bought the guns that I want, all but one. And I'm happy with where I'm at. And I don't think the economy is dead. I don't think it's going to die. I don't think it's this big problem that everyone seems to think it is. Honestly, I think it's the first week of a game that's still in beta. And I think until the rest of the content hits the game, it is too early to say the house is on fire just because somebody left a cigarette smoldering in the ashtray. That's all I'm getting at. I don't think doom and gloom on this game yet. I don't think it's going to turn into a toxic wasteland of the player base. Though I do think there's more to be concerned about the younger players who have no consequences in these games right now. There's no way to go passive. I think there needs to be some sort of similarity to when you're at a vendor and you're briefly unattackable while you're out hunting and fishing. Through the animations of fishing and skinning an animal, you can be just blown apart, shot, killed, stabbed, hogtied, drug away, whatever, and they end up with your kill. And that's money. That's actually what they want you to do in this game. They've said they want you to, you know, survive in the Wild West. Well, if that's the case, and yeah, you know, in the Wild West, you didn't have a delay in your skinning action to where you could drop the meat, pick up your gun, and shoot back. In this game, you can't. You're just stuck, like I am in the rain, with no tent, to watch yourself die while the other player, or just get the cut screen altogether because they had the time to line up a perfect headshot, no matter their level. I think that's going to be more of the problem they have. Now, the gold issue is what I want to get into now, and I'm going to go into my menu here. And over here, there's this wonderful little thing that says progress. And now, see this awards thing I'm going to show you. Everyone's crying about the gold, that you can't make it without doing missions, and you cannot make it without doing the PvP. I say you're wrong. And I'm going to show you why. Now, I've been mostly hunting in this game. And you're going to see here, ones like these, you can't reset. But you see over here, this one with the 3 or the one with the 1, you see as the numbers go, I've reset this one 3 times. Look in the lower left-hand corner what it says. Now, I'm getting 5 gold nuggets every time I roll my hunting tab. Now, I don't spend all day hunting, but I'm getting a whole ton of gold. I've spent probably 6 gold since I've started. I didn't really want a lot, and it was all clothing. But the point is, if I've spent 6, I've still got almost 3 between my treasure maps that I've gotten and found, doing other things. There's more ways to make gold in this game than just doing the PvP and the missions. Look at that, I've got almost 4 gold right now. And I've spent gold, and there's no way to microtransact. Everyone's screaming about that microtransaction. Look at the menu. Look at the store. Until this thing is no longer a true beta, that store is going to stay locked. Nobody who's got the blanket potential, and another thing I saw today that people are freaking out about, the potential rollback of your character. Who goes into a beta thinking they may get to keep their character if they played video games 15 years ago, 20 years ago, when it was a badge of honor to be a beta tester? You know, to get picked out of a catalog of people to go test the next MMO months before anybody else. You never got to keep those characters. So you know what, if they roll us back, erase us, or whatever else, great, because a lot of people, like myself included, had no damn clue what we were doing when the game went live. So, with that being said, yes, I'm not doing too much today, because I just don't want to leave my camp while I'm talking to you guys and end up in a firefight and get distracted. I apologize the other day when I tried to give this review and other things came up. I've learned my lesson and fixed them. But seriously, this game is not as bad as everyone says, and this weather pattern, for example, is one of the things that's got me sold on this game. I've never seen a believable, convincing set of weather rolling in and out, clouds. Now, I've lived in this part of the United States that this is based on, from Louisiana to New Mexico and Arizona. And it's quite believable, the weather patterns. Sure, for a video game, they move way quicker than they really would in life. But the immersion, the detail that's paid in the smallest places, if you pay attention to it, it's quite astounding. I'm impressed on a daily basis the quality of a game that's a multiplayer online feature. Especially when you put it on a big screen TV and watch it and you're like, wow, I'm blown away. And I know a lot of people who are as well. But a lot of people are having trouble making money. Now, here's just a few tips. I'm not going to do like these other channels. I'm new to this. I'm not some expert. I'm by far not an expert. I'm terrible at PvP. I'm not going to lie. I suck. I don't like PvP. Personally, unless I'm in the mood for it, it's just salt on the popcorn. You know, I like the overt nature of things because it's like real life. You can get shot. But you know what? When you're shot, you should move on. When the people hunt you down like you're the animals in the game and they don't leave you alone, that's when I get annoyed. And that's what happened last night. But I think that'll get addressed further on down the road. I don't think, you know, it's all doom and gloom in the kingdom just because the game's been out a week tomorrow, and we should all just go ahead and set fire to our underwear and burn our bras and our draft cards because, oh no, this game is never going to get fixed when they're continually taking critique and comments. Just go over to Rockstar's main website, look at the Red Dead information through their newswire, and you will see it. Now, I've seen a lot of people, like I say, get on the economy. It's impossible to make money unless you do this thing or you do that thing. And if you don't do this thing and you only want to do this thing, whether it's PvP, hunting, stories, or whatever, that the other ways are not as good. Now, I've done all of them. I don't like the PvP matches yet. I'm sure there's going to be better ones later. I think chariot racing would be fantastic, using the little chariots that we can occasionally drive in the stranger missions. Stranger missions are a great way to make gold as well. Especially if you're in a posse, they're a lot of fun. The bigger the posse, the more the fun, but then there's always those few that you get shot at and you get those kids and whatever. One of the things I think is brilliant in this game, and I don't know 100% because I can't verify, we've taken a couple of stranger missions as part of a posse, one of the ones I was in the other day, of actually going out and hunting other players who I'm thinking, because they were red at the time on our map, the game was actually sending posses out to get the griefers. Now, if that's one of the ways to control griefing, I think that's fantastic. I think if you get a certain mark on you and you're hostile, that everybody who takes a stranger mission within range of you is being given a bounty to compete against to kill you, that could be a deterrent. And I think there should be some more alignment choices, because just hunting, mine stays right where it is. I have tried to be evil. I have tried to destroy my reputation in this game. And then every time I go to get supplies, by going out in the wilderness and foraging, it goes right back up to full perfection. So I could be the most heinous bastard in this game and still have perfect reputation. It's not hard to do. So here's your tips and tricks. I'm not going to tell you where to go. It's a big map and it can happen anywhere. And I'm telling you it can happen anywhere because I've done it. You know, everyone's like, oh, go here, hunt, and you'll be near a butcher and succeed at that. Hunt as you go. Just go. Go out and explore the world. It's a beautiful game. If you can't go and walk around and find something in this game that's beautiful and you say it's boring, then the game's never going to be for you. That's a plain and simple. But, you know, if you're somebody who looks at this and just goes, wow, I cannot believe what I'm playing, or it's beautiful, then you're going to find something to do. Explore houses, for example. Every single house in the single player game that you go to as a mission or a storyline or a side quest is in this game. Now, it takes place prior to the story of the single player, but the houses still have the stuff in them. Go loot them. You don't have to pay $4 for a can of beans. Because the game, they said this is to immerse you into the world. They want you to live in this world. So they've given you everything you can buy for a lot of this money that's hard to earn by just going out and exploring the world. I don't buy canned goods. I don't buy food. I'm nearly out because I hunt for my food. I shoot animals for a couple of hours. I cook up the maximum amount I can carry, and I sell the difference. And I make a couple $100 a day in this game. And then I get the awards from the award thing that I was just showing you, and I get gold for doing it as well. So I'm not missing out on gold. I'm not missing out on experience points. As a matter of fact, the majority of my level 31 has been gotten just by shooting animals and hunting. With the occasional monotony break of doing a mission, a story quest, or even the hated PvP just because, I'm bored. And not necessarily bored, just something different, a new flavor. You know, it's if you eat steak every night for dinner, eventually you're going to want something else. So, I don't think the game is broken. I don't think there's anything wrong with the game. I think it's a beta. I think it's a straight up beta. I don't think we're at 100% content. I don't think we're even close to that. I think maybe 10% at best, and they're slowly adding things to make sure the servers work, to keep the game working for the $750 million worth of people that bought this game worldwide. I've got friends in Russia who are loving this game. I got friends overseas in Asia who are playing this game. Germany, England, UK, Australia. I've gamed with them all in this game. And they're all enjoying it. I've seen some people who complain about certain things like the monotony of hunting. If you don't like hunting, don't do it. But sky money, you keep hearing me talk about it. Birds. Birds are a great way to make money. They're quick and easy. You get 5 of them, 5 turkeys, for example, gets you about $12 between the meat and the feathers. Quick and easy. Takes you 5 shots if you catch the right herd. If you can catch 5 birds in the sky, some birds' feathers go as much as $1.95. Like those ones over there, I'll bet. I probably can't shoot them from my camp. Yeah. That right there. That bird I just shot in my camp, and I'm going over here to get now. A great blue heron. I'm probably full of them because I found a flock of them earlier. But you come over here, you use your varmint rifle, you knock it out of the sky, and you pluck the sucker. Now, you can keep the carcass whole, and you'll get even more money. But now I've plucked it, and like I said, I'm probably full. You're only going to see a plus point over on the right-hand side. Probably not going to pick up anything. But oh, I got some gamey bird meat. There you go. Well, that sells for, I think, $2.80 for 10 of them. The feathers themselves are about $1.50 a piece, maybe $1.95 for the heron. I don't remember. You can carry 10 feathers. You can carry 10 pieces of meat. So it's 60 cents a piece of meat. 10 pieces is $6. And you do the math there as well. 10 pieces at $1.95 a feather. Well, that's almost $20 right there. You catch 1 flock, you shoot that, you walk away $25 richer. Simple as that. You do that for a couple of hours a day, you got plenty of money. You don't have to go hunting. There are places around the map that if you take a fishing pole, and whether or not you want to buy the lure is your choice, the bait's cheap enough and you're still making money. There's a video out there from one guy who shows you a location on the map that I've seen a lot of people camping. I've gone up and down from there and caught the same fish just as close, made the same amount of money. And everyone talks about travel time and how you're losing income. Like I said, this one guy's video I watched, I'm not naming names simply because I'm a little tiny channel. Nobody's going to care what I say. So those of you that are watching, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. But I see these guys, this guy getting into an argument where he's transferring the economy of a game that I think is designed to keep the griefers from having the best guns because it takes too much effort, and generally, as we know in games, griefers like the quick and easy over the long grind to get the good stuff. If you got to grind and bust your ass to get something, usually the people who are here to ruin other people's day, sort of like, you know, not engaging the bullies after a while, they kind of wither away and go away. Well, I think the economy right now is designed to keep those players from sticking with this game. To take their money who bought the game, let them get butthurt about the fact they can't be elite and uber and badass, and let them go away and let the people who are old guys like me, the angry old man gaming, enjoy the game in peace. And that's what I think. Now, I think as well, like we talked about in the Griefer video, private sessions where you and your friends can go hunting, but can't do things like the stranger missions that require you being attacked for bonuses, are a good thing. If you want to just go hunting, you should be able to create a hunting server or a hunting session. Like a private session they had in Grand Theft Auto. I think that'd be great. I think, okay, we're going to go hunting. I'm going to go a friends-only session, and we can go all over the map and hunt whatever we want. Because there were a couple of days there, for about 4, being griefed was the only way to go because, well, there was no animals. I called it the wasteland. It was ridiculous. The day they allowed all the players to play after the private beta for the pre-orders, there was no animals in the game. I would jump session after session after session. There'd be a couple of birds, and then people would start joining that session, and the animals and the NPCs would go away. And then a couple of days later, after several disconnects from the Rockstar servers, the silent updates is what I'm calling them, because suddenly there were animals and lots of players. Not as many. I think they're scaling up to make sure the game stays stable. I think the hunting is going to balance out in a month or so. Now, there's an article apparently that came out of Rockstar that they may roll back characters. If they roll them back, we're in a beta. We accept that the minute we say yes to the EULA. So, if I lose this guy, oh no, I've spent hours and hours playing on him. I'm enjoying my character progression. I'm not going to have a problem getting back here. At a week, I'm already level 30. I've made all the stuff that I want in a week. Yeah, it would suck. But I really don't think they're going to roll it back. I think they just put that out there as disclaimer, sort of disclaimer. Good Lord. I do these live simply because of my radio show. I hate being a podcast. There's no energy. Even if no one's interacting, I still feel like I'm talking to actual people. But, yeah, I think they just put that as a disclaimer. Sort of like you look on the side of a box of toothpicks and it says, don't insert into gums. Or, at a restaurant, shellfish may make you sick or contains peanuts. It may or may not. But if you get sick from it and it says it's got them in there, it's on you, not them. And I think that's what they're doing here. If they have to, if there's something critical that they just cannot get around, they're going to have to reset all this. And that's understandable. But I think that's more of a disclaimer. I don't think you need to say the sky is falling. I don't think Chicken Little needs to be called. And I certainly don't think it's going to be the end of all things Red Dead Redemption 2. Also, fishing tricks. If you want to go and spend your money on lures before with your gold, I think that's kind of silly. Level 30 took me a week. I was using worms from level 14 on, and I was making, every time I caught 10 fish, $42.50 for the steelhead trout. You find them, get 10 of them, there's $42.50. Take the $10 out, you made $32.50 for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes of fishing. And if you shoot a couple of deer or pigs or rabbits on the way back in, and mind you, perfect pelts for small animals seem to be really valuable. Also, keep in mind, anything you put on the back of your horse, you'll lose when you die, but anything that goes into your pouch, into your pockets, fish, small animals, birds, you never lose no matter how many times somebody kills you. So stop hunting the big animals unless you really want to just put yourself out there. If you want to make money and not lose it by somebody coming along and shooting you, hunt rabbits, hunt squirrel, hunt badgers, hunt skunk, hunt beaver. Badgers, I shot a perfect badger just a little while ago and $1.95 per pelt. You get 10 of those in the right area, there you go, $20. Might take you a little while. The game is not that slow to earn. It's based on an economy that most people are so used to, thousands and thousands of millions of dollars for a little bit of time in other games, especially Rockstar games. If you played GTA 5, there's a money grind like a son of a bitch in that game. Oh, there goes my first in proprietary language. But, yeah, it was difficult to make money in GTA till they added the nightclub, and then you just ran your biker businesses, and here's free money that you could do solo. And they've said they're taking what they've learned from GTA to put here. So, while I don't think it's perfect, I love the game. I think it's a lot of potential. I see a great future for this game. I'm going to be here from this point forward until either something in life takes me from it or the game closes up. I think it's a fantastic game, and I'm not a fan of Westerns, but I like this universe. I like this world. I like the little nuances, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they tie the prequel to the story, the prologue, if you will, into what becomes a single player adventure with the characters similar to what they did in GTA with like Trevor and, no Michael, but, some of the other characters as well. I can't even remember all their names right now. Lester, there we go. Michael and Lester, Trevor and Lester out of GTA. Lester the Molester. But, so that's it. I don't think the game is broken. I think, if you really want to make money in this game, stop spending your money in the stores. Buy only what you need. Ammunition. You can craft everything else. The food, even just the basic plain meats, if you don't want to go picking all the herbs for the boosts, just cook them. They're just as potent, if not more so, because they'll hit all your bars versus just two, like your food. See, when I go here to my wheel and go to my items, you see, that one takes from my health but boosts my stamina and my Deadeye. And some of these others do other things as well, and some boost some and some take away from some. But you know it doesn't? While I drink and lose a little bit of that, see, just talking to you, my health has gone down. Now I'm going to open my satchel while my guy stands there drunk, and I'm going to just go ahead and pick my cooked beef. All 3 stats, full, 1 bite of meat. I didn't pay for that. I shot it, I killed it, I skinned it, I brought it to my campfire, and I cooked it, and I just ate it. There you go. Money saved. You didn't lose any money, and that whiskey I drank, or Kentucky bourbon I drank, was in one of those houses. Like I said, search all the empty houses. You're going to find stuff from coffee to the drinks to the food. Just do a little work. If you don't want to do the work, play the PvP and then buy your stuff at the store and then complain that you don't have enough money to get the good gun that you want. Hey, it's your game. It's your world. It's your life. Just like it is mine, and it's just an opinion. So, hey, hopefully you guys enjoyed what I'm doing here. I'm not doing anything today because I'm getting tired of shot in the head anytime I try to do anything in this game, like last night. So when I do a few of these until I either am recording them, because right now I'd rather play the game than sit in a video editor in my studio upstairs that used to be the radio station, and I actually want to play the game and have fun, which is what I'm going to go do. Hopefully I'll see you guys there. I am Raven the Devil on the PlayStation if you want to find me. I'll be turning on my communication devices here again so we don't have what happened yesterday when I tried to do this review. The world of Butthurt is traveling far and fast, and I am Raven the Devil, and the name is well earned. And as I say on the radio show, I'll be back in just a little while.